How's everybody doing out there? My name is Melvin Isaac. I am a certified producer for Brick Art Medium here in downtown Brooklyn. As you can see, I'm taping from my home because of the situation that everyone, the whole world is going through with this coronavirus. So it's challenging, but it's nothing we could do. We have to do the best that we could do. And what I'm doing now is going to run my artistic talent show through home. So everything's going to be done from here through home. I'm following the CDC guidelines to stay at home, uh, wear your mask. I wear the mask when I go out, and gloves, because you never know. You got people walking around, they don't even know they have it, and they might sneeze or cough or whatever and give it to you. You don't have your mask or your gloves on, and you end up getting it. And if you got a family or kids, you end up sharing it with them too. So everybody will get it. So you don't want to do that. So I want to I'm following the CDC. I hope that you do the same thing as well. But nevertheless, we are here, and it's good that we all still can communicate, and that's why I'm communicating with you. And I hope that everyone is still feeling good, all in good shape, all healthy. And when this first thing I heard, when it broke out with the coronavirus, I'm always getting my hair cut at the barber, but when I heard that, I said, oh, no, no more barber until this thing goes, because you never know with the clippers and people coming there. And so now what I did, I went out and got me some clippers, and I'm the barber now. Cut my own hair, and I just shaved it all off, because now I don't have to worry about going back and forth until this thing happened. And now I kind of like it like this. So what the heck? So that's my hygiene for that. So before we start this, you can watch my show. I'm going to put it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitters, LinkedIn, and of course the Brick Arts Medium. And it will be on every Monday and Wednesday. Time would be 1 a.m., 11 a.m., and 4 p.m. And we'll be on at Cablevision 68 and Verizon 5042. It might be on 43 too, I'm not sure now. But you can follow me on that, and I will give you the link to this in my video. But before we even start, the first thing I want to share with you is a prayer, because prayer got to come first. And I want to share with you, and you're going to have good prayer. And then after that, I'm going to share with you some art videos, and then I'll come back, to close it out. But this is what I'm offering from the home. It'll be some other, probably I'll end up sharing with you some videos that I have did in the past, because I can't go out to do anything now. But to uplift your spirit, there's some good videos. There's some art videos, church videos, modeling videos, boat ride video, but good videos, that I share on the BCAP channel. And so now let's get to the prayer now, because God got to come first, because we in the deep, deep valley, and without that, we don't, we just look at it. Well, I just deal with all this on my own. Now it ain't that time to be thinking like that. It's a spiritual situation that you got to embrace, that I feel that you got to embrace, and have some faith and believe, that there is a God, there is Jesus Christ that can bring us through all of this. Because other than that, things ain't looking good for us. All right, so here's the prayer.
Jesus Christ, you traveled through towns and villages, curing every disease and illness. At your command, the sick were made well. Come to our aid now, in the midst of the global spread of the coronavirus, that we may experience your healing love. Heal those who are sick with the virus. May they regain their strength and health through quality medical care. Heal us from our fear, which prevents nations from working together and neighbors from helping one another. Heal us from our pride, which can make us claim invulnerability to a disease that knows no borders. Jesus Christ, healer of all, stay by our side in this time of uncertainty and sorrow. Be with those who have died from the virus. May they be at rest with you in your eternal peace. Be with the families of those who are sick or have died. As they worry and grieve, defend them from illness and despair. May they know your peace. Be with the doctors, nurses, researchers, and all medical professionals who seek to heal and help those affected and who put themselves at risk in the process. May they know your protection and peace. Be with the leaders of all nations. Give them the foresight to act with charity and true concern for the well-being of the people they are meant to serve. Give them the wisdom to invest in long-term solutions that will help prepare for or prevent future outbreaks. May they know your peace as they work together to achieve it on earth. Whether we are home or abroad, surrounded by many people suffering from this illness or only a few, Jesus Christ, stay with us as we endure and mourn, persist and prepare. In place of our anxiety, give us your peace. Jesus Christ, heal us. Thank you for praying with us.
Now, I hope you enjoyed that prayer. I think that was very good. It's right on time. And now is the video of the art video that I want to share with you, that it could help out with anyone that's into art or not into art. You'd be surprised. You'll see these videos and it's going to, because you're at home. So, like art will definitely help anyone out because it's a therapeutic. It relieves tension, stress, and anger. So I think this is the best time to watch these videos, and you could do it on your own because they show you, where this art video that I'm sharing with you that can help you and to become an artist. And even when this is all over with, people want to probably buy it. I can't go down to Dick Blick to buy anything right now in my canvas because everything is closed. So all I can do is just watch these videos and learn from that as well. But I think this is very uplifting, positive. I think it's going to be great for anyone that's an artist, for you as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video.
Hi, my name is Melvin Isaac. I'm a BCAP producer for Brooklyn Community Access Television, The Brick House. I'm here today, Thursday, to film a very important, extraordinary artist. I will be going inside. His name is Jean Micheli. And as soon as I get upstairs, I want to meet up with a couple of curators, and they're going to be expressing his work. And I got a lot of questions I'm going to be asking them.
I'm the former Associate Curator of Exhibitions at the Brooklyn Museum, and co-curator of the exhibition Basquiat, The Unknown Notebooks, which is just opening on April 3rd. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the works of the show. This exhibition is a really rare opportunity to see 160 pages of Basquiat's handwritten notebooks, handwritten and hand-drawn. So we have, as you can see, we have works framed page by page on the wall. We also have them laid out in cases. And then we have a selection of approximately 30 paintings and drawings that really speak to the notebooks and relate to them and really indicate the importance of writing and poetry and wordplay throughout Basquiat's production. So some of the examples that we have right here behind us give you an idea of the range of the different types of writing that Basquiat would do in his notebooks. And I would maybe begin by saying that Basquiat didn't consider this kind of work writing, he considered it a drawing. You see that he had a very careful, all-capital script that he used in a way, almost like calligraphy. He went for very simple, straightforward, high contrast lettering style, unadorned. And sometimes his entries might just be one word on a page, like in this case, pedexing. And that's evidence of his engagement with the city, the street, and the signage of the street that he grew up with in Brooklyn and in Lower Manhattan. So pedexing is also, in a way, it's a very good example of wordplay because it refers to the sign that we often see, pedestrian crossings, right? But then we have longer passages that really read like long, beautiful narrative poems, like this book here, Prayer. And a question was asked about really what are the themes contained in the show. So really, this show is about highlighting and foregrounding Basquiat, the writer, and thinker. Basquiat is very well known as a figurative painter, often described as a neo-expressionist, part of the early 1980s revival of large-scale figurative painting. But what's on view in this show is a different body of work that's not as often exhibited, and I have to say that most of the works in the show have either never been exhibited before or are rarely exhibited, so a really nice opportunity. But you find works that are conceptual, more minimalist, and as I like to describe it, sometimes his 2 or 3 word phrases have as much expression in them as a very large-scale painting. So he really valued both modes of communicating. We just happen to be highlighting the literary and the poetic and conceptual in this exhibition. I've started to say, what are the themes of the show? Language, most certainly. Another theme of the show that we really touch on is this idea of combining high and low art, of combining fine art and lived experience in the real world. And that comes through in a million ways in the show. In terms of his interest in fine art and great literature, Basquiat actually grew up very well educated and visiting the museums of New York City. He was a junior member of the Brooklyn Museum from a young age, and had a very, very worldly sense of global culture and global history. And he was also ambitious. He wanted to be famous. He considered himself, worthy of the same kind of attention as any other great artist. So he really worked to not only to bring overlooked or under-recognized African-American artists and athletes into the canon of American art, but to assert himself as well as one of the greats. And he did this by incorporating works by Leonardo da Vinci, Gerard Deborah, Mark Twain, Herman Melville. These are the names that you find repeated, the words you hear sampled in Basquiat's work in this show and really throughout his larger production. So he's associating himself with some of the greatest, and I think it would be gratifying for him to know that he is actually appreciated on that level. You know, that people don't think of him as a passing figure, but a major figure of the late 20th century, and some people say the greatest African American artist ever.
What inspired him to become an artist? Or who?
Well, from a young age, he was an avid drawer. His father would bring him paper from work, and he would spend a lot of time drawing from childhood on. And again, I said his parents took him to museums all over New York City, so he got to see that he was probably a really visual person who learned by looking, you know, and absorbed all of that information visually, and I think could therefore picture himself doing something like that too.
Okay, my name is Melvin Isaac. I'm from Brooklyn Community Access Television, Brick House, and I have a show called The Artistic Talent. And I'm sort of like squeezing in onto the interviewer. That's what we was doing with her, to interview her. She already said who she was, announced her name, very professional. That's the curator. With the famous person, I think he was, to me, he was the greatest that I've seen through the documentation of his work.
Jean-Michel?
Jean-Michel. So it inspired me to want to put this person, even though he passed, but it inspired me to want to put this person on my show. So it's a lot of questions I want to ask, but I don't want to get too involved because there's a lot of powerful questions. He always listened to music when he was doing his art. And the back of this piece right here is sort of like a pyramid. Mm-hmm. So what actually type of music influenced and what kind of music? You know, I know he was speaking of one with bebop or something. So what actually the kind of music that influenced?
Well, I think he listened to all kinds of music. He certainly loved bebop, jazz, blues, and gospel, any kind of traditional African American music. I think he put it in the category with, you know, African American athletes that haven't been a huge contribution to American culture that hasn't been recognized as it should be, and that he also happened to love. He also listened to the, you know, pop music and top 40 and new wave. You know, he had very broad tastes. But this piece, you know, as you said, we have several references to Charlie Parker, who is someone that was a particular favorite subject of Basquiat throughout his vast production. So particular recording, Billy's Bounce on Savoy Records, and then down here you have Now's the Time on Savoy Records, and if you're an aficionado of Charlie Parker, you know those were great recordings in the 40s, I think.
Yes, they was.
But he certainly didn't limit himself to any one inspiration. He listened to the radio and everything. TV.
I mean, to me, when I was looking at the documentation of him, he's a genius.
He's genius.
I mean, at that young age of 20, you know, before he was a genius. Even though he went to the streets and then he rose from the streets of doing, you know, art, but what I've seen and how he became famous,
well, he knew what he wanted to do, and I think leaving home and having a period of time where he was itinerant, living with friends, sometimes overnight on a bench or whatever, but trying to find a way to be on his own so he could be his own person was necessary for him. I mean, he had maintained his relationship with his family, but he left home at 17. As I've read it, his father didn't want him to go, but he gave him some money to leave with, you know, so, and then when he made it big, it was really important for him for his father to come and see his paintings and be a part of that whole experience. So, you know, there's a lot of mythology around Basquiat that made about his tumultuous life, but actually, if you watch the interview that we have from 1986, he really seems like a very genuine, regular person who then had to grapple with being in the spotlight so much and figuring out how to handle that fame.
Right. And next to the last question, it was he had a good friend that passed away. Can you just elaborate? Because it seemed like that was the first start of his downfall.
Well, so Andy Warhol is considered, one of the major artists of the 20th century, and so by the time that Basquiat had also become very successful, he became friends with Warhol. They developed a collaboration. They would paint together and collaborate on works. And Warhol, being a little bit older, was a bit of a mentor to him.
Yeah.
So that was a very a positive thing in his life. And I think that when Warhol died, I think that was at the point where he was really feeling a little bit lost in terms of too much fame too quickly, and just unfortunate. The people, a lot of people did love him and support him, but there were other people that didn't understand that he needed a friend necessarily more than a dealer or a collector.
Yeah, it was so sad. Because,
terrible loss.
Yeah, it was a big loss that I seen. That when he needed help, he reached out, but it seemed like nobody didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He was reaching out. So that was the end. So that was basically next to my last question. But the final question is that why did he leave home? I know that his parents, they was loving to him, but something happened to make him want to just go to the streets of New York.
I think, if you grew up in middle class Brooklyn, right, and he wasn't, I don't think he was a very conventional student in high school. I think he had some problems not getting into trouble, and he was already doing street writing that you can observe, right? So a little rebellious and a little seeking adventure, and so when you have that sense of needing to create yourself, sometimes you can't do it in a comfortable bed and under your parents' roof, right? And that's the way I view it, that he went to, and also because Lower Manhattan in the early 80s was like this hotbed of exciting, art and music and, rap and hip hop, all these things were happening, graffiti, that whole culture was just really burgeoning in a way that he wanted to be at the center of. And he, of course, was fascinated with the blue chip gallery scene too, and wanting to find how he could find his way in there. Yes. Can't do that now you can do it from Brooklyn, but
that was it. Well, that was my final question, and I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to interview you. And I really forgot your name.
Trisha.
Trisha, right.
And what's your name again?
Melvin.
Melvin, I know, we're all here.
My name is Melvin Isaac from Brooklyn Community Access Television, Brick House. My show is called The Artistic Talent. I'm here at the Brooklyn Museum, and I'm interviewing one of the curators for
Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Yes. So the question that I'm curious about was this painting right here, and I see a low and a high, and it's an art painting. But the question is, why is it untitled, and why is it named Low and High? What's the meaning for that?
Certainly because you see kind of mountain or ice cube coming up, low, high. But it's very normal that Basquiat wouldn't give a title to work. If he would give a title, he would write it on the back side of the work. As this is a drawing that was glued onto a canvas, you have, of course, a different situation, so you wouldn't know what's on the back side of the drawing, if there is a title given or not. But low and high can mean a lot. What you have in this large-scale drawing, painting, it's a very painterly drawing, is most of the elements of the time of between 85, 87 combined in just one drawing. It's a little bit like picking his brain when you look at that drawing. So you have all those elements like the member, so the bat actually referring to 83, 82. Then you have the CBS, you have the fragmentation of the body, you have the coin with Thomas Jefferson's land country house. You have the question of death, immortality. You have Now is the Time, Charlie Parker's. You have what he did in the late paintings, including the hey, 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 like laughing out loud. You have question of the shark. I mean, the snake. It's the fly. I mean, you have all those elements here together, and that makes it such a major piece. It's really a crucial piece.
So, what makes this art right here, this whole thing? What makes it art? Tough question here.
No, not at all. I'm just thinking what answer fits best.
Oh, okay.
What makes it art is that what does Basquiat do? He takes from everywhere surrounding him. It might be a coin, it might be out of something out of the fridge, a Hitchcock movie, it might be a religious symbol, it might be the famous jazz musician Charlie Parker. It can be everything, low culture, high culture. Here you have the low high, by the way. And what he does is he brings it all together, like in a copy-paste way we use nowadays in the internet, so a post-internet society. And what he does by that, he opens up for us new thinking spaces, new ideas. He brings together, like Moby Dick and the whiteness of the whale, copyright. With the whiteness of the whale, he already questions the race.
Okay, so hope you enjoyed this show. I wish everybody well again. Stay at home, wear your gloves, your mask, wash your hands. You got an sanitizer, spray that, or wherever you got to be at. But make sure that whatever you do, stay safe and stay at home, like they have letting us know, the CDC.